This is the DinoPod.
Okay, welcome to DinoPod. Today might sound a bit different because we have a different mic recording, so sorry about that. Also, my English is stupid.
Who's Mike?
Your mic.
I'm Mike now, am I?
Your mic. No, so Tim has come back from the cave that he's been hitting on for the last 3 months.
Is it 3 months?
I don't know. Welcome back, Tim.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mitchell has died with the coronavirus. Unfortunately, he was drinking way too much beer and passed away.
I thought he got that TV job over in China.
Was that it?
Yeah, he's head of broadcasting for Wuhan State News.
Oh, well. It was nice knowing you, Mitchell. Hopefully you don't press buttons, because people are stupid. Anyway, today we are doing Behind the Curve? Behind the Curve. It's a March documentary month. New month, new theme, new topic, as usual. And we're doing documentaries, and the first one is about Flat Earth. So, fun. Very fun.
Yes.
What do you think of Flat Earth, before we get into it?
Before I started working on a documentary, I thought, it's a load of rubbish. It's not real, but the documentary is there to convince you it is real. And
did we see the same documentary?
We did see the same documentary, yeah.
Are we sure?
We are sure.
And you now believe in Flat Earth?
Well, I didn't believe it at first, but 10% of it convinced me that it may be true, but...
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
No, I'm not joking. I'm really not joking.
Tim, no. Okay, you're laughing. Thank God. Okay. So, Behind the Curve was released in 2018, so 2 years ago.
2 years.
On Netflix, and is directed by Daniel J. Clark. It's about, again, Flat Earth from some different perspectives. We have Mark Sargent, Nathan Thompson, which is a crazy person.
Yep.
And Patricia Steere, which is, as you later understand, part of the CIA.
Yes.
Because of her name. And then we have some, physicists, astrophysicists from the, I think it's Caltech. And some psychologists talk about why people join these types of groups. And then we also have a bit of a look into the Flat Earth Conference from 2017.
Yes.
Which is a thing that exists.
Why?
For some reason.
Why does it exist?
I mean, I don't know. We realize that's kind of... It's a fun documentary, but in a way it's also kind of sad.
Yeah.
For the people in it.
Do you know what made me laugh about this Flat Earth thing?
Please.
So I was looking at it on Google last night.
Yes.
I come across an Amazon page that sells T-shirts that says Flat Earthers all over the globe.
That's funny. That's funny. I mean, that has to be from somebody who's not a Flat Earther. Yeah. For sure. Did you buy one?
I may have bought 10.
10 of them. That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get on to it. I've made a ton of notes, so this might be a long one. I apologize in advance. Behind the Curve, we start on a beach.
Yes.
Which is nice, I guess. And some guy talking about how we're on the globe, flying through space, 1,000 miles an hour, rotating on itself, and supposedly we're just standing. I'm standing still. Are you standing still, Tim? Do you feel the Earth moving?
I mean, you don't feel the Earth moving, but...
Exactly, which means Flat Earth is real. And that's the end of the documentary. Thank you, everyone. That's the end of the podcast. That was nice. Anyway. Yeah, so he's giving you the speech about how we don't feel the Earth moving, which means it's not happening. Which is, I guess, a great conclusion.
Have you heard of gravity?
Apparently not. Anyway. So that's how we start the documentary. I think it's a good start. I don't think that's how it works.
No.
Because, science is wrong. Math is wrong. You're like, is it? I mean, he's wearing like, what is he wearing? He's wearing like flat Earth shirt, which is all he wears, which is kind of sad.
It's like if you watch a documentary, I think it's shot on the same day because he wears the same shirt throughout.
No, it's a different shirt. Sometimes it says I'm Mark Sargent.
Yes.
I mean, Jesus. Anyway, so we get on to the opening credits, which are actually pretty cool. They're really awesome. It's like a montage of some YouTube videos, some like news of flat earthers. Where is this? Why is it happening? Some celebrities saying what did that, like, they either believe it, which apparently Shaq O'Neal does. Shaquille O'Neal.
How much was he paid to say that, do you reckon?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, maybe. And then we get at the names guy, which is, again, Mark Sargent. Is he wearing that shirt? I can't remember if he's wearing the shirt where it says, I am Mark Sargent, or just the Flat Earth Army, because he has a bunch of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's so crazy. Anyway, then he tells us that we're not living on a globe. We're living on the planetarium / terrarium / soundstage / Hollywood backlot / some mama's backyard. Like, pick one.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the thing. It comes up again later in the documentary. If you're going to say Earth is not a globe, is actually a flat Earth, which should be one thing, can you please, I don't know, pick one and
just go with it.
Tell us what it actually is, because like it's not a globe, it's the flat Earth, but then they can't agree on anything else about it. It's like, what is it? Is it planetarium? Is it soundstage? How is it a soundstage? It's like, it's crazy. I don't know. What do you think of the introduction?
I just thought this seems like a very mad guy, and
he seems like a crazy
he seems like he'd been brainwashed.
Yeah, it's I don't want to call them crazy because I think that's wrong. Because people, well, some of them.
It's not wrong to call someone crazy, though, is it?
I don't know. I don't think they're crazy. It's just, I don't know, lost beside people. I don't know. And then he goes on to explain how the South Pole is just a huge ball, like in Game of Thrones, which is a fantasy TV show / books. And the sun and the moon are just lights that spin around. It's like, what? What? Like, lights? Like, who put the lights there? They're just, like, huge Hollywood lights, like he says.
So
God? This is a God?
So surely if the moon was a light, we wouldn't have a dark sky at night. It would be like how it is now. If it's a light, surely it light up the whole sky.
I guess. I mean, because like some of the models that they show, it's like it's either one of the moon and one is the sun, and then the rest of the world is like complete darkness. Like, how does that work? It makes no sense. And then he also compares it to the Truman Show, which is a movie which I haven't seen, but basically it's just Jim Carrey. He's on his huge. He lives on this huge soundstage, which you're not supposed to know it's a soundstage.
Yeah.
And then he finds out that it is a soundstage, and like he leaves it. But again, if it is a huge soundstage, who the fuck built it?
Yeah.
And where's the Jim Carrey of the world that went out and found the actual wall that surrounds it? Like, come on. Like,
yeah.
No, just.
Yeah.
None of their explanations like make no sense to me. And I guess I'm just a sheep.
It's like you're speaking
a
about.
Dumb person.
It's like you're speaking about the walls. You know, I was showing you earlier, wasn't I, about this smart guy on this morning.
Yeah.
And he's being questioned by Philip Schofield, saying, "Where are these walls? Can you show us the walls?" And he's trying to avoid it.
No, he says he can't because there's a 3D. Which 3D, and then, there's a PDF. Do you want me to show you?
I'm going to give it to your producer.
I mean, I can give you a producer. I'm like, just answer. Like, there's no wall. Nobody has seen this wall. Where is this wall?
Yeah.
And then, you can go to Antarctica and, like, take a picture. And they're like, okay, but where's the wall?
Yeah.
And then
Did he say that cost £12,000?
I don't know, maybe. Probably. I don't know. Anyway, he also gives us a very, in my opinion, shit explanation why the Earth is flat. So he's on the beach, and on the other side of I don't think it's a river. It's like next to the, because Seattle,
Yeah.
isn't Seattle like next to the ocean kind of, but like it also
It's
has
like
a
a
river.
reservoir sort of thing.
Or like
isn't it?
kind of an island. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, on the other side of this body of water is Seattle. And his explanation is that if the Earth was round, you wouldn't be able to see Seattle. And he draws like a line on the sand, and then here's where I am, and like on the other side of the world, here's Seattle. How come we can see Seattle? Like, well, you can tell me it's refraction or whatever, but like I have eyes. I can see that Seattle there. How can I see it? The Earth is flat. Well, I can't. Well, I'm not a scientist. But one, I don't think he understands the concept of scale. I don't think it's as far away as he thinks that the curve would completely hide it. Also, you can't see all of Seattle. Some of the buildings are obscure.
Yeah.
And like, again, I don't know which part of Seattle we're looking at, but like the only one building from Seattle I can identify is a Space Needle, because I watch Grey's Anatomy, and I don't see the Space Needle. So I'm guessing the Space Needle is on the other side of the curve.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a lot of their explanation is, I don't see it, so it doesn't exist. Which I think is a ridiculous thing to believe in. Because, Tim, I've never been to Wales.
Yes.
I have never seen Wales, other than a map, which is drawn by the government. So I do not believe Wales exists. Yeah. You can say literally, you can say that about everything. I've never seen Australia, which, by the way, it's a theory that Australia doesn't actually exist. So it doesn't exist. Have you been to Portugal?
No, never been to Portugal.
How do you know it exists?
Does it exist?
I guess not. And it's such I think a childish way to look at the world.
Yeah.
And to know what you believe in. Because, as soon as something disappears from your view, it doesn't exist anymore? Like, how does that work? And how do you know the United States exists? Because if you haven't been to that part of the United States, how do you know it's there? If all you believe is what you see with your eyes, not math, because math is evil. And, how is that your only base of logic? Is I see it.
You have to see it to believe it.
You have to see it to believe it. I mean...
Which is a load of rubbish, really, isn't it?
I mean, it really is. He also says they're winning against science, because science uses math, and they don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It gets worse than that with a lot of things, but that thing with, I don't see it, or, I don't see the curve, so it doesn't exist. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because, right now, I'm looking out the window.
Yeah, we're quite high up here, so...
we're on the 4th floor of the building, which is on a small hill. I mean, the horizon is, a horizontal line. It's not a curve, I'll admit it, but that doesn't mean the curve is not there.
I mean, we can see quite a long way, can't we?
We can see quite a long way. It's actually quite nice. But, it's all about scale. It's we're too small. We're in a too small piece of, land to actually see the curve. It's all about scale. If you go, again, if you go into space, a lot of astronauts do, then you'll see the curve, because the Earth is a lot smaller. We see it as a lot smaller, even though it's still huge.
It's like when I went...
It's about scale.
When I go cliff walking in Gower in Swansea, you look out to ocean, you can see just a very faint curve.
You can? That's so cool.
And then when I went, there's this restaurant about the 50th floor of a big tower block in Swansea. Yeah. You can see, again, a small little curve on the horizon.
I mean, it's all about perspective. Some people take pictures on flights, see no curve, just clouds everywhere. I'm like, well, I don't know why you don't see anything other than white.
Well, you mentioned the clouds. Joined this Facebook group called Flat Earth, the Flat Earth group on Facebook, just for a bit of banter. I lied on an application saying, I'm interested, saw a documentary, I want to know more about it. One of the theories for clouds is there's a big ship up there that's holding blankets over the Flat Earth.
I mean, it's a cloudy sky today. I don't see any. That doesn't look like any blanket or sheet that I've seen in my life. And it doesn't make sense.
No.
Anyway, we're then introduced to Mark Sargent's mom.
Yes.
Which I'm sure is a lovely lady.
She still come across very nice.
She came across very nice, and unfortunately, you can't tell that she doesn't. She thinks he's a bit not out there, that she doesn't believe anything but of what he's saying, but she just says she does, because I guess she doesn't want to upset him, or maybe stop I don't know, him leaving, because he lives with his mom, which we'll come back to later. But Mark starts telling us how he was introduced to Flat Earth. He came across this guy, Matt Boylan, which is an ex-NASA artist. Which is okay. I didn't know those existed. And there's a video of him talking, and one of him is "How is this is a picture of the Hubble telescope?" And he's telling it how is the Hubble taking a picture of itself? And if you stop the film there, it's clearly just a CGI rendering of what the Hubble would look like, either for promotional stuff, or just have I don't know. It's clearly not supposed to be a realistic picture of the thing. Come on. And then he says in a NASA party, which I guess they do, a lot of them, some guy told him, this Matt Boylan dude, at a NASA party, some guy told him about Flat Earth. And I mean, I don't know how that comes up in a NASA party, where you think everyone's on one page about what the Earth looks like.
Yeah.
Also, it's you're in the party, some dude just comes up to you. The Earth is flat. Spread the word around. And then he's fire or quit, or he never was a NASA artist to begin with. Which is what I believe in. And
I believe.
Where's proof? Where's your NASA ID? Where's photos of you working at NASA? Doesn't exist. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. There we go. And then Mark Sargent starts watching more videos, and then he watches the he goes to the flight pass flightaware.com or whatever, and they keeps track of every flight.
Yeah. And
he's see, those never go to the southern hemisphere because it's not there, because it doesn't exist. And that's a huge evidence. And he's so dramatic about everything. He's I waited there, hours passed, days passed, weeks passed. I'm okay, chill. I'm were you sitting in front of your laptop looking at one website the whole time?
Yeah, he
nothing. He's okay.
Mark come across, a bit blinded by reality. Yeah. He only wanted to see and hear what he thought was right. Yeah. And anything against it, he would just brush aside and ignore. Yeah. And then we cut to a lovely lady called Anna. She's an astrophysicist in Caltech, which is a university in California, I think. And she goes to the same website, and as soon as she opens the page, there's flights going into the southern hemisphere and coming out immediately. She's oh, what's the guy doing there? Where's he going? And it's such, and she says it's such a thing to prove that it's not real. Why would you believe that? It's just ignoring basic facts. If you go to that website, there are flights going in and out of the southern hemisphere. It's just such a weird thing to stake. I believe it. I have proof. And then you go to the same website and immediately you're proven wrong. Yeah. How? I don't know how. I mean, we'll come on to it later, but that's not the only time they've been proven wrong.
It's not. It really isn't. And then we cut to Scott Kelly, the astronaut who's been to space, I think, more than once, and who learned about flat Earth believers while in space. It's you can see in his face, what is happening? What am I watching? What am I seeing? How is this real? Can you believe being in space, being able to look out the window and see the Earth as a globe, And then, because they have access, like, to news there and stuff, like, being introduced to people who say the Earth is flat. Like, that's such a... It must have been fucking crazy to him.
Yeah.
Like, how is this possible? And then, I mean, again, they're like, well, he's being paid by somebody, the government, I guess, to, like, tell a lie. I'm like, why would he do that?
Yeah.
I mean, apparently he says he, like, gains $5 a day extra whenever he's on space. Like, that doesn't sound a lot to keep a huge lie.
No.
I mean...
Add a couple of zeros and maybe.
Maybe, like, it's just... Also, is every astronaut just lying to the public? Just because? I mean, surely, like, one astronaut would be, like, would go, I don't know, get drunk and, like, actually the Earth is flat, guys. I have proof. Which disappeared in the wall that doesn't exist. It's just... It's, again, like, you get introduced to all their beliefs and you just... How is this possible? I mean, how?
I know, I was watching it thinking, you're crazy, you're mad, where's your evidence?
I mean, again, I don't want to call them crazy because I feel like that's mean. They're just lonely people, as the documentary tells later on, but like...
Yeah.
One guy that I do think is crazy is Nathan something. And when they introduced him to us, he's bouncing a ping pong ball.
Oh, yeah.
On a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Reciting the United States.
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
And sometimes bouncing a ball between two hammers.
Yeah.
And, like, reciting, like, the periodic table, like, elements and stuff like that. I'm like, so, like, this guy either has a great memory once.
Yeah.
Great memory.
But didn't he say he has some sort of...
He has, like, a memory coach. Which, I'm sorry, I'm thinking you're being ripped off. But I guess not, because he remembers all of the states. And the periodic table, which is, again, impressive. I don't know,
could you name all the, like, states or areas of Portugal off the top of your head?
We don't have, technically, states, like, districts. We have, is it 18 or 17 of them? I mean, if I stayed here for quite a bit, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll probably miss some.
I mean, I could be name 5 or 6 Welsh counties, because in Wales we, like, have counties like Pembrokeshire, Carmarthenshire, Monmouthshire.
Jesus.
And you have, like, areas, like, you have Powys and Snowdonia, you have regions and counties.
Yeah, so we have, like, regions, we, like, have 18, like, distinct regions, which I think, I could be wrong. Because, like, Santarém, which is where I'm from, Lisbon, Algarve. Is that one? It is. Is it?
Is
it? Yes. I'm gonna say yes. Maybe not. And then, like, Beja, Setúbal, and then it's Porto one? I don't think so. Is it? See? There you go.
Point proven.
Point proven, I couldn't, so he can. But, like, again, this is one I do genuinely think he's crazy because, one, he also doesn't believe in vaccines. He's anti-vax. Which is just terrible. Like, why? Just why? Vaccines are good, people. Take them, please. Also, he thinks the dinosaurs were made up.
Yes, that made me... I was like...
I mean, there's skeletons of them, but sure, I guess. And he couldn't just be, I don't know, keep the Earth, like, he believed in flat Earth, or, like, everyone believes whatever they want. But then he goes, like, bothering people. So they show footage of him, which I seen prior to this documentary, which he goes into a Starbucks, and there's somebody with a NASA jacket.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's an actual NASA employee, or if he's just a guy, because NASA, like, right now on H&M, they're, like, selling a bunch of, like, NASA shirts and, like, sweaters, and, like, I doubt if you buy one of them, you become a NASA employee immediately. Unless that's how they employ people.
Yeah.
God damn it. Anyway.
Didn't Probot do NASA stuff?
Probably. It's everywhere. It really is everywhere.
So we can go and buy a t-shirt right now and become an employee of NASA.
Yeah. And, like, it's just this guy, like, trying to get coffee at Starbucks. And the dude comes up to him, do you know that the Earth's flat? And then, like, do you hate Americans? and just like annoying, like basically harassing this guy.
Yeah.
Who again is on Starbucks with a NASA jacket. That's just it. And then like, well, I've been kicked out of Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because I've told the truth. Like, no, you were kicked out of Starbucks because you were
causing a
harassing
scene.
people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. And then he approaches a lady, which is sitting on the car, I'm assuming waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like, do you know the Earth's flat? And she's like, I guess she says no, like, yeah, it's the Earth's flat. They're doing a documentary about it. Like, he thinks the documentary like about him.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, can you, like, again, everyone can believe what they want. But, like, don't put those ideas, don't approach a random person in the street and say, the Earth is flat. You've been telling you a sheep. You've been told a lie all your life.
What would be your reaction if someone come up to you and said, the
like,
Earth is flat? What would you say?
I'm like, sure, and you walk away.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's in their heads. You know, they're going to research it. Like, is it? Is it really? It's like the same thing with vegans. I think people who are vegan are great people because they're helping the environment, technically.
Yeah.
But also, don't scream at me, meat is murder, if I'm eating a hamburger. Like, leave me alone, please.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, we're technically making the environment worse. But also, you shouting at me how meat is murder, and how, what's the difference between a cow and a dog? That's like, immediately you'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. It's just crazy. And then, of course, and then it gets line how flat earthers, not everyone, like normal people who just believe in the truth. Okay. And how, like, not everyone lives in, like, their mother's basement.
Yeah.
And then the editor cuts to Mark Sargent, who lives in his mom's basement. Like, the editor of this documentary is, like, on point.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Again, okay, I don't know if Mark Sargent lives in the actual basement, but he does live with his mom. And there's nothing wrong with leaving your parents. It was funny, because the idea guy was like, yeah, we're normal people.
Yeah.
And then cuts to Mark Sargent, who is not. He's a special guy. I won't say he's normal. Anyway, also there's a flat earth dating website.
Yes.
That was fascinating. Because, like, I guess, apparently if you believe in the flat earth, you can't date people who believe in the globe. Which is, I guess, true. I mean, I have no interest in dating whatsoever, but would you date somebody who believes in flat earth?
No.
Why is that?
Because I just think they're crazy people.
Jesus.
But
fair enough, I guess.
I am going to try and get a football reference in here.
Sure.
There's a footballer who plays for Swansea, St Selena, who is a devoted flat earther.
Okay.
He speaks about it. He thinks, obviously, the earth is flat, and he's a strong believer about it. And
okay.
He's a bit of a nutcase, really. St Selena. There's a little bit of a not your normal player.
Not your normal player.
No.
I guess. I mean, I guess because the thing is, believing in flat, they make everything about their lives being about flat Earth.
Yeah.
Like, where you don't see people who don't believe that flat Earth exists, like you and me. We don't, we don't have shorts saying the Earth is a globe. And we also don't talk about it, except for this podcast and, the documentary. We, don't talk about how the Earth is a globe every single day of our lives.
No.
And I don't have, a globe. Actually, I'm checking if I don't. No, I don't have a globe in my flat. I have a Pac-Man.
You can use Pac-Man.
I guess. I mean, Pac-Man is flat.
I mean, have you ever gone on Google Earth and zoomed all the way out?
I haven't. Have I? I might have. I don't remember. Maybe when Google Earth was first a thing.
Yeah.
So, they make everything about flat Earth, which is weird in a way, also.
Yeah, but can you imagine, what's the first thing you see when you zoom all on Google Earth? What do you reckon you see?
I'm guessing it's a globe.
It's a globe. It's not like a
It's not a disc.
map.
It's not a disc.
No.
Because that's the thing, no other... I don't have any merch about the globe. I don't see like any merch being sold about the globally. It's a thing that like it becomes a personality.
Yeah.
Which is why they need dating sites for like flat earthers. Speaking of dating, we're introduced to Patricia Steere, which Mark clearly has a crush on her.
Yeah, I was
like a huge crush. It's so sad. It's kind of sad. She's also a flat earther,
obviously,
and a lot of other things. She's vegan also, and she broadcasts, according to her, to YouTube. And again, I guess technically that's true, but also she makes it seem like she works for like a radio station.
Yeah.
Which it's just a room with a mic and her laptop. She didn't have like a camera because she like live streams. It's not just podcast, like audio podcast like this one.
To say she thinks she's on radio, yet she's in a room with a mic and a laptop. That's
just a laptop.
Like our setup.
That's us.
So we're on radio.
We're broadcasters.
We're broadcasters.
There we go. And like it's not even like a proper studio. Like she could have like built a studio in her place, like a lot of streamers and podcasters do. No, it's just her like room with a mic, which is not even that great of a mic, like ours.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tim. And the laptop, a MacBook, which is, I guess, depending on which MacBook it is alright.
And I must say, this is going on, other websites. There are other MacBooks and computers available. Just got to get that out there, just so we're not biased towards Apple.
Oh. I mean, I have a Windows. I have a HP laptop.
What about Samsung? They do tablets now, unlike computers.
Not computers.
They do. They do like a Samsung like computer thing, which you can. There's a tablet which you can turn into a desktop computer.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Samsung is like busy building flip phones again. I guess they're going to be the next big thing. I don't know. So Mark is like, well, we could have been fine. Like, she toyed with the idea of, like, moving to Seattle, but then she moved to, like, UK, which she's very upset about, for some other guy, and she's like, well, I saw some red flags. I ignored them.
Yeah.
And then Mark goes on a rant about how, like, he was very concerned about the cost of moving cats from one country to another. He was, like, very upset about it. He spent, like, a minute talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, very, very upset about it. And then, like, yeah, we took the idea, and he clearly is in love with her, which is so sad.
Yeah.
And then people like, well, you guys could look, you guys kind of look like a couple. And Mark, like, well, I guess we have like some kind of chemistry because we're doing this together. And she responds, we're a couple of friends.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, poor guy.
Yeah, he's been friend-zoned.
Friend-zoned to the heart is like several times. He's like friend-zoned several times in this documentary. It's kind of sad. And then we introduce you to the fucking conference, which they're going to the fucking conference together. November is it? I think.
Yeah.
Like, of course, there's a conference. There's a conference for everything nowadays. It's like, why and how is this real? And like later on, they show some people like they flew from other countries. They come in like, wonder how do you have that much money to spend? Go to one conference. It's just crazy.
So they flew people in from around the world to a flat Earth convention.
Yeah, they flew. Like, the girl flew, was it Ireland, she said?
Yeah, so she flew.
She flew from Ireland.
She flew across and around the globe to America.
Well, it wasn't around, it was across the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean. Which I guess is flat. I don't know. Also, I don't know. It's so crazy. Anyway. Where were we? I forgot where I was. The conference.
The conference.
And again, they talk about how, like, you only need to observe what you think, think something is real. Again, they, like, hammer in that idea that, like, science is wrong because they can't see the fucking curve. And they only believe, I mean, Jesus Christ, why? Yeah. It's like, surely you see the flaw in that logic, but they don't. They really don't. And they talk about, again, how you don't feel the earth moving. And we cut to this high school professor. And he gives, like, a really good example about when a car is moving.
Yeah.
Like, down the highway, which you're going, like, 100 miles an hour. more. If you drop like a pen, the pen doesn't go like fly back. It just falls.
Yeah.
Because you're not feeling like, you're going 100 miles an hour, but that's not the pen. Yeah. It's physics. It's complicated to understand. I understand that. I really do. We're not physicists.
Oh, it's awful at physics.
We have a television degree. As you can see, we're not the smartest people. It's physics. Like, it's something you can easily test too.
Yeah.
Even in a fucking plane, that girl from Ireland could have tried it. When you're going, and like a plane is what, 200, 250 miles an hour?
Yeah.
You don't feel the plane moving, other than when you're landing or taking off. If it's no turbulence, you don't really feel the plane moving, but you know it's moving.
Yeah.
And then and you can drink and you can watch on your laptop a movie or something. They're not flying back towards you.
No.
Because it's physics.
It's like...
It's complicated. I don't really... Don't ask me, explain the math. It's it is... I mean, it's a really easy test that you can do.
Yeah.
That proves that you sometimes don't feel the velocity when you're actually going.
I mean, even when you're driving, you don't even... passengers don't even feel the speed of the car's going.
Yeah, unless you, put your arm out.
Yeah.
You don't really feel the velocity. I mean, it's the same with a train. If you're in if it's a bike, motorbike, it's different because you can feel the wind.
Yeah.
And but if you're in an enclosed space that's going at high velocity, you don't really feel the velocity.
Yeah. It's like you go 80 down. I was going down 80 down the M4 the other week. It's look out the window, you're thinking you can't feel the car moving at all. But I know we're moving. But you just sitting there.
You don't really feel it.
Yeah, I was sitting on my phone. You don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, and that's a really good example from a high school teacher, who should be teaching these people, I guess.
Yeah.
And another thing is they ask if there's any educators or any professors or any scientists in the flat earther group community, and they're nope. And that doesn't sound strange to you? And they're no, because they can't admit they've been wrong all their lives, and if they believe. They can't come out because then they'll be fired, and that's a fair point. But also, when a retired scientist, who actually has worked in university, teaching physics, 3 years, and then was a flat earther all this time, and then retired, and came out after he retired that he was a flat earther.
Yeah.
That's a scientist, a professor. Surely, somebody. Oh, even a teacher, a high school, the high school teacher. Surely they could find somebody.
Yeah.
They would have believed in it, but they don't, because again they studied years for to be a professor. Not easy. I think you need a master's degree in something.
I'll give it a couple of years, and you could probably get a degree in flat Earth.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think it's slowed down quite a bit. This came out in 2018. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's slowed down quite a bit, the flat Earth thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We then are introduced to Bob Knodel. I don't know how you pronounce that K. But he's an engineer. So I'm guessing he studied for something. Although he's not a scientist. Or maybe he just says he's an engineer. He's not actually an engineer. Anyway. He says he's a consultant. He's been consultant for airports, some city councils, and the police. So he has 150 jobs.
Yep.
Which is impressive, I guess. And he's a flat earther. Again, I don't know how if he went to university, because depends on I guess. Yeah. I mean, again, we had a bachelor degree in arts, television production. So it's not we could believe in flat Earth, because it has nothing to do with our field of study. But I don't know, an engineer that feels like somebody who knows math, which is something that Mark Sargent hates, math.
Yeah.
So
and also he worked at an airport as well. So
an airport, exactly. So it feels like something he would not believe in. But anyway, he introduces to something which is flat earthers don't really. Again, agree what the Earth actually looks like. So a huge thing is there a dome over it? Why would there be a dome? or is it just a flat disk with no dome? They can't agree on that. That's not I don't think they can agree if there's a wall or not. It's like a montage of like 1,500 things which they can't agree on.
Well, surely he got the dome theory from Stephen King.
Under the Dome, isn't that's a book, right?
It's a book by Stephen King, also a TV series as well.
Maybe.
Also, The Simpsons done that as well, didn't they?
Oh, that's right, the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
And again, if there's a dome, why can't... Okay. So we can't... The Earth is flat because we can't see the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we see the curvature of the dome then? Or a dome like something?
Mm.
Like, I guess it doesn't exist then because we don't see it. So the dome theory immediately should have been like...
Yeah.
I don't know, like...
I mean, how...
Put on the side by everyone.
Yeah. How high or wide is this dome? Because surely...
In some instance, big is
someone's going to crash into it, aren't they? Or...
No, because again, they can't go to the end because of the treaty that everybody knows about. That's on the PDF.
Yeah.
Mark Sargent can give it to your producer.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, again, like it's just like how you have this huge community that doesn't agree on what the Earth actually is, but they know for sure the Earth is flat because ice. Because they have ice, which makes sense that no blind people are in the community.
If the Earth is flat,
yes.
But Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, are they all flat?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, they asked one guy, they asked him, like, what about the moons of Jupiter? Like, do they look like globes to you? Or something like that? I'm like, yes. I guess just projections of, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Putting, like, little stickers in the dome.
Yeah. And have they got like a telescope looked at the planets at night where you can see the planets and the moon? Apparently
it's just a flat disk. I don't think they understand the concept of a perspective.
Yeah. So surely, like in England, we can see it as like a flat disk. If you're like in Australia or America, surely you'll see the back of that disk. Or
I don't know. I guess not. I don't know how the moon works exactly on flat Earth. It's very weird. How do you get like what's it called? The phases of the moon. If it's just a flat disk.
Yeah, because the moon affects the tide.
It's true. Well, I guess it's a lie.
We've been lied to all this time.
Seek for the truth, people. So... Also, we are introduced to the Matt Boiler guy.
Yes.
Boylan, whatever. The crazy cult leader.
Yep.
He for sure wants to be a cult leader.
Yeah.
Like, they show this rant of him just going fucking crazy about how he's the one that invented everything.
Oh, yeah, he was the one, like, sitting on the webcam, was in his flat, and I was like...
Yeah, and it's like, I guess his girlfriend behind him on the phone.
Saw that looking...
Just looking at us. He must do this a lot, because she was sitting down looking at her phone, like nothing was happening, while he's just screaming at the fucking camera. It's amazing. He also believes Mark Sargent is, a Warner Brothers executive.
Yes.
And that he works for the CIA/government. I mean, again...
He's a busy guy, this Mark Sargent, isn't he?
He's an amazing guy. I mean, how is this possible? Like, come on. How do you believe this?
Yeah.
And also, I don't know. It's so crazy. Again, he wants to be a cult leader, like, he wants separated. I don't know. Again, you don't see this on, like, an actual movement.
No.
Like, you don't see about, like, the scientists that agree that the Earth is a globe. You don't see them, like, screaming at a screen and saying how some other scientist is actually a spy from the CIA who's working there to destroy the movement. Like, it's just, no, how do you believe this guy? How do you take him seriously? Anyway, they asked Matt to be in the part of the documentary.
Yeah.
To which he responded he would do it if they gave him money, creative control, and support that Mark Sargent is a Warner Brothers executive under an aliases. And they're like, and in the document, like the editor puts, we weren't able to, what is it?
He made his request, wasn't it?
To meet his requests. It's like so funny. Like, oh my goodness. It's so crazy. And then, you have this guy who apparently invented flat Earth, according to Matt Boyle or whatever his name is, and he's accusing Mark Sargent of being a CIA agent. And like Mark Sargent's like, no, I'm not. But you still believe in that community where like we used to be one of like the main prominent people in it, like believe you're a spy.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense? I don't understand. I really don't. Anyway, they also introduced the concept of to be a flat earther. Normally, you just don't believe only in flat Earth. You also believe in major conspiracy.
Yes.
I mean, it's just crazy. So again, it has not only in other conspiracies, but specifically in this huge conspiracy that there is a government that we don't know about, that nobody knows about, is like telling this lie that the Earth is globe for what reason? Like, what does anyone gain about lying that the Earth is a globe?
Nothing.
Like, I guess NASA, but like, even if it would be a dome or just a flat disk, NASA could still exist. Just taking pictures of the disk or like exploring like the rest of the space because they believe there's still space around it. I think maybe.
Yeah, I mean like this Facebook group as well. I saw they want to start like research where they are going to dig through a hole in the ground.
Yeah. To
try and reach through to the other side.
I mean, you'll die because the inside of the Earth is just like hot.
Yeah.
Magma. I think so. That would be hard.
I think we should go and join them, I think we should go and give that a go.
I mean, let's do it. Let's all die in the center of the Earth.
We're waiting for jobs on TV, aren't we? So when we're waiting,
no, it's like we have a life.
Yeah.
And they also believe in other conspiracies such as vaccines are evil. Normally anti-vax. Trans people are also a conspiracy. The government, like the Nathan guy, like they're trying to like turn guys into girls and girls into guys. Like, I don't think I understand what a trans person is, but it's not that. And 9/11, which I know you believe 9/11 is a conspiracy theory.
I do.
So let's move on from that. And any conspiracy that you can think of, they're probably like believe it. Patricia, also the CIA person, because her name ends in CIA. Clever. She says that she also doesn't believe the Boston bombing. Do you remember? Do you know her?
Yeah. She
doesn't believe it because she didn't lose a leg. Like, she basically says that I didn't see it. Again, I didn't see it. I wasn't there, so until I lose a leg in that bombing, I don't believe it happened. Like, how fucking crazy. Also, disrespectful to the people that are actually lost limbs and like people
lost their lives.
I don't know how many people died in that attack, but like Boston bombing was like at the end of a Boston Marathon. Somebody put a bomb near the end and then exploded and hurt a bunch of people. I think there's even a movie about this guy who lost 2 legs, and it's about his recovery. Like, how can you say that didn't happen to somebody who lost their legs?
Yeah.
To it. And like that person, I guess, is lying about the bombing until she just either lost her legs in some other accident or cut him off for the lie. It's like, why would somebody do that? It's just a random dude who was running and this happened to him, and now some crazy person, I'm sorry, but you're like, this is crazy. You're just telling him actually you're lying, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
Just crazy, isn't it? It's just...
It's like, amazing.
It's like, do you remember 7/7?
No.
London bombings, 2005.
I don't remember now.
I think it was like a day or two after they announced that the UK had the 2012 Olympics, and buses were done and the underground was done. Bombs exploded on there.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. In the Manchester during the Ariana Grande concert. I guess it didn't happen because we didn't see it.
No, we weren't there.
Like, she made a whole album. She made a whole song about being traumatized.
Yeah.
Because she's into conspiracy. She's in a lie. Somebody's paying her. I guess. I mean, it's insane. Yeah. Nathan guy also says they're like doing blood sacrifices and like virgin sacrifices. I'm like, oh my god, like how is this? I don't understand how this is possible.
It's not.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Also, those sound fun. Can I get in on them? Blood sacrifices? Like, where is that? Send me an invite, please. I'll go to it.
Yep, me as well.
And then Patricia tells us again some of the conspiracies about herself made by others. Again, the CIA thing, how her name ends in CIA, so she's belonging to the CIA. And how her last name is Steere, which means she's trying to steer away people from the truth. We're like, okay. And then she tells us, like, I showed them pictures of my childhood, and they say, like, that I'm lying. If I work for the CIA, they can be doctored. And then she has this reflection, minute of reflection, like, if people believe these so much that they believe this truth, like, what if she is like them?
Yeah.
And then she was, but I'm not. Like, she has also this, like, tiny moment of, like, self-awareness, almost like that she's reaching a conclusion that her reality is distorted by what she believes in. But then she's like, no, I'm right. They're crazy for thinking that she's in CIA and then, like, evidence is doctored and they have these crazy conspiracies about her. They're crazy because they believe it so much. But, like, when she looks into herself, where she has the same things, but again, about the Boston bombing and flat Earth and anti-vax and stuff like that, like, that's what you believe in. That's you, Patricia. And she's like, nope, that's not me. Like, so close. So close. It's, I don't know, like, this documentary, it's fucking crazy. The documentary is crazy. We're then introduced to another flat earther, Chris Benjes, and he makes flat Earth models, which, by the way, they're beautiful. They're really good.
They were.
They're, like, amazing. Like, I wouldn't mind owning one of those as, like, just a conversation piece, or just, like, because they're really well made. They, like, have lights, and, like, they're made of wood. They're just, they're really well made. But it's not just a hobby of, like, him just, what if the Earth was flat? Like, he actually believes in it, which, that's sad. But, oh well.
I mean, you mentioned lights. I quite like Mark's glasses.
What?
He had the blue light around his glasses.
Was that him?
That was him, yeah. Mark Sargent. Did you notice that?
Oh, that was at the end, right?
Yeah.
I'll get to that.
Jumping a bit ahead of myself there.
In a little bit. No, the models. Like, he also, this guy, Chris, whatever, he made, like, the model that Mark Sargent first, like, looks at us, shows us, which is whatever. We didn't get to the first of many experiments, tests, by the flat earthers. This one is made by Bob Knodel or /Knodel, whatever your name is, Bob. I don't really care.
Just call him Flat Bob.
It's Flat Bob. So Flat Bob, he again, he says that the fact that the Earth rotates 360 degrees and 24 hours. Yeah. It's full rotation. So every hour we should feel a drift of 15 degrees. So he gets this, it's like a gyroscope, I think it's called. And their test proves that the Earth is rotating on itself, because in an hour it shows 15 degrees of drift. He was like, huh, that's strange. Something went wrong.
Yeah. Of course it did.
Of course it did.
Of course it went wrong.
So they think it's the sky that's messing it up. What he calls the heaven energies. Which is like, of course it's the heaven, because heaven exists. This is also, like, the photo is also really linked to, like, Bible. Which is, shouldn't be a surprise. Guys, Bible's a lie. It was written by dudes Just like you and me. It wasn't God that wrote it. It wasn't Jesus. You're some dudes
like me
telling
and you.
a story.
Should I write a new Bible?
I don't know.
Too much work.
So he puts it in the thing to shield it from these heaven energies.
Yeah.
And once again, it proves that the Earth is rotating because it drifts 15 degrees in an hour. He doesn't accept that. Of course he doesn't. I mean, they say they believe that they have proof that the Earth is flat and it isn't rotating on itself. But then they themselves do tests to prove that that's wrong, and they just dismiss it like something is wrong.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't suit me, what I believe, so I'm disregarding it.
I mean, imagine putting your whole life into believing one thing, and then to be proved wrong by the basics of facts that everyone knows.
Yeah, by physics. I mean, and then getting into that also, there's a psychologist throughout the movie that talks about it. Talks about what makes people believe in these things and how they believe in these things and like how they disregard facts to believe in this reality.
Was that the bald guy?
I don't think so. There's a lot of people in this. Anyway, so after that, we learned that Mark Sargent has gone to Texas to meet with Patricia, the love of his life, that wants nothing to do with him, because they're going to the Houston. Is it called Space Center, I think it's called?
Yes.
So they go visit. I mean, if I didn't believe, if I believed the Earth was flat, why would I go to a museum that, proves me wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, museums are, I have people who like museums, good for you. You seem like a smart person. But also, most museums are kind of boring.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, I guess I'm just stupid, which is also right, but anyway. So they go into the Space Center. They have a look around. They look at this mannequin, and who has a broken wrist strap.
Yeah.
And they make huge deal out of it. See, this is why we're winning. They can even have a good watch on a mannequin.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mannequin. Who cares? They probably don't have that many visitors.
No.
Their space thing is not really huge right now. It had more impact in the 60s when there was the race to the moon.
Don't make me laugh at that bit. What Mark did next.
Yes, I have it on my notes. So they continue to look around, and then they go to this the machine. I don't know. It's this attraction. You sit down, you press the start button.
And you look up.
You look up. You press the start button, and something plays. But Mark, he keeps pressing the start on the screen.
Tapping the TV screen.
Tapping the TV screen, and he taps the one next to it. And this is broken. This is why we're winning. Everything here is broken. We come to the Space Center. The first thing we see is a broken watch. Not this broken thing. And then he gets up to leave, and they're making fun of it. And then the camera just pans down to the button, the huge green button that says press start. That was next to him. And just stays there for 10 seconds. And it's the funniest thing. I'm like, oh my god. You know how you have that friend, when you're being stupid, you just press that button, you idiot. They don't have that. That's self-awareness. See, this is why we're winning, because we're idiots.
If you were there, you would be judging them all the time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, when we were, vlogging, because, you just... Look, I got vlogged. Me and Mitchell did a part of vlog, which came out in 2015. Yes, that's the date. Don't think too much about that. I don't know where they went. Anyway, so you normally just avoid people vlogging or whatever, but then you have this dude just tapping, which is way too much force.
Yeah.
Even if it was a touch screen, it's way too much force on it. And then gets up well, see, we're winning. Then there's a button, a huge green button just next to it. Okay, I'm it's just. It's so ridiculous. Everything about... I'm sorry, Mark Sargent, but everything about he's ridiculous.
Yep.
He also thinks he's a celebrity, because they talk... Him and Patricia start talking then about if they've been recognized. And she I know I haven't. And Mark says he has. And he has a story, which I don't believe happened, how this girl just came up to him like deer, and like he says like a deer in headlights. Like, oh my god, are you Mark Sargent? He's like, yes. And she was like, I didn't think you were.
Yeah.
Like that's his story. Like, did that happen, Mark? Did that actually happen? I don't think so. And and Patricia's like, well, I think people like who live in flat Earth kind of want to get away from like the celebrity, what should say, celebrity, whatever, like from like the fame, like everyone's like more famous than you, so it means they're better.
Yeah.
Whatever, and like Mark's like, I don't think so. I'm gonna slap her there. It's like, do you know like people the mansplaining thing?
Yeah.
How, like, men explain, like, something really stupid, like, to women, like, this really condescending way. Yeah. Which I've never seen actually happen until this point. If mansplaining actually exists, this is what it looks like. Like, I don't think you're correct there, Patricia, woman. Very famous, people recognize me all the time. Like, do they? Do they really? I mean, Jesus Christ. And then they talk about how like, he's like, oh, they're watching a movie and eating popcorn. It's like, how is it? Yeah, the popcorn's good. He's like, I kind of wish I could stay here. And she's like, okay. It's like friend zone. He's like in his face, like so sad. He's such a sad guy. He's like friend zone like 15 times in this movie.
Yeah.
It really is sad. I don't know, but like. So then we cut to, like, this party, or, like, I don't know, like, the Bob Knodel guy. Like, I don't think he knows he's mic'd, because he's like, we found something that proves, like, the Earth, that doesn't prove the Earth is flat. It's like, I'm not releasing it. If we release it, like, really bad for us. So I don't think he knows he's mic'd. Yeah. That's really telling, because, like, they're accusing of people that believe the government. That they're putting out this lie of the Earth is a globe. Yeah. They're hiding something from us for some reason. And then we cut to this guy hiding actual proof of that. Again, proof that goes against what he believes in. Yeah. And he doesn't release it because he'll make them look bad. And I'm like, you don't see a problem with that there? I mean, it's so ridiculous. Yeah. Then they try a different experiment, which is this experiment with a laser. So they have 3 huge like boards. Yeah, cardboard boards. Cardboard boards. There are
17 feet away from each other, weren't they?
I think that's the second one. Cause like I don't know. I can't remember. But like basically they're like 8 feet high. Yeah. And they're over like this huge. They're like spaced, so they can prove that the Earth is not does not have a curve. So they would shine a laser beam through that a little like black, a hole, wasn't it? Through a hole, and if the middle one, if it hits at 8 feet, it would prove that the Earth is flat, and if it doesn't, if it would hit like 5.5 feet, it would prove that the Earth is round. Yeah. Unfortunately, the beam doesn't really work. It's like too big to like be precise, so like they give up on it. So like they are doing tests. Yeah. They are like trying. There's not just like some crazy dude screaming into the void into like a camera. They are doing tests. Like this is smart people. Yeah. They're smart people. They could be like actually doing something like good. I don't know, saving the Earth. Yeah. From itself. From humans, but like they're wasting their time on like this experiment, which then prove that they're wrong, but they just dismiss it. It's fucking crazy. So after the laser beam doesn't really work, they go back to like the planning board, and we cut to Mark, who's going to see the eclipse, but he doesn't think it's worth it. He like tells us 15 times that like it's not worth it. I'm going to see it, but like it's not really worth it. Like there's no point to it. Have you seen that eclipse?
I have seen the eclipse.
I haven't.
When I was working at sixth form, we had it over here in Luton. I thought it didn't get as dark as other places. But as I was working there, me and a few other teachers went on the roof of the sixth form. So it was like a building, probably about slightly taller than the galaxy. And we looked up and saw it, and was impressive, but it didn't get that dark.
Yeah.
So we only had about 40 to 50%. It wasn't as strong as other places.
Yeah, so Mark drove, I don't know, I can't remember how many miles, to go see 100% of the eclipse, completely. Yeah. Also, he'd looked at directly at the sky 15 times without the glasses.
No, I thought it was 99%. Oh, no.
No, he was at 93%.
93%.
And then he drove to see 100%. He drove a bunch of miles. And he stops in the middle, see guys? Like an ad.
Yes.
Shows an ad of the flat earth and the highway. I'm like, you literally can put anything on those ads if you have money for it. Yeah. If I wanted to put the earth as a Rubik's Cube on one of those ads, I technically could if I had money for it. It's not that impressive. I mean, it is that people are just spending money on it, which is more sad, but...
I bet anything he paid $10 for a 10-second ad to be shown. They got there at the right time, filmed it, and said...
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Or it might have been him. It's probably him that paid for it and knew it was going to be there.
Or did they edit it in post?
I don't think they edited it in post. They might have, but I don't think it was that. So he goes to see it, and he's at the end. You can tell there's he really he wasn't expecting it to be that amazing.
Yeah.
Because there's this awe on his face. It's wow. He says oh, that was worth it. That was really worth it. And this sense of awe in his face that maybe something is that was maybe I'm not right. And then we get to a conversation with him and Patricia. He's well, I think he's scared of telling her that he doesn't believe in it anymore.
Yeah.
Because well, it's just seeing a very impressive CGI effect in the movie. I'm is it though? I'm that's not what you told us 5 minutes ago. So I think he's afraid of telling us he believes
because he feels he's gonna lose Patricia.
And not just everyone. He's talks about it a little bit for near the end of the documentary. It's kind of sad though. Also because he has a crush on Patricia. Patricia told him actually the Earth is a triangle. He'd be yes, Patricia, can we date now? I was oh no, she's oh no, I'm moving back to UK again.
Yeah.
What about the cats? We then cut to this little weekend or weekly meetup of Flat Earthers. They invite Mark Sargent down it's in LA, Pasadena, in California. And 5 blocks away, it's this weekly reunion of physicists that work in Caltech.
Yeah.
Everyone's there. And this physicist named Lamar makes a really good speech about how flat earthers are people that have been left behind by the educational system. How if these people were actually nurtured and taught properly, and people took the time to talk maybe a bit better if they didn't understand right away. They could have been great scientists. They could have been physicists. They could have been just just great smart people actually doing work with math. And then he's Lamar, he's kind of right.
Yeah, he was.
Because it's easy for us to call these people crazy and idiots, and but that doesn't help if you're trying to change somebody's mind. And they bring this up again in the documentary, backing somebody else into a corner by calling him, "You're an idiot, you're stupid, you're crazy." That's that's not going to help anyone.
No,
it really isn't. Because nobody likes to be called an idiot, even if they believe in something weird. Because everyone believes in something weird. You believe that 9/11 is a conspiracy theory. I don't. I think aliens exist. I don't think they've come to Earth.
Yeah.
But I think this universe is huge. Why shouldn't there be life?
I reckon there are forms of life as well. I really do.
To somebody else, my mom, because she's the only person that listens to this, she probably thinks that's weird. Aliens, it's a weird concept. It really is. Also, they don't necessarily look like gray humanoids. I don't know. They could be, an animal.
Yeah.
Could be a dog.
I don't know. Mitchell listens to this, well, obviously.
Does he?
What would you be if Doctor Who come to life, and if that was as real
Yeah,
life.
what if Doctor Who is like a real person?
He just like had a.
She's now in prison. Where is she? In prison of something?
She's in like a Judean prison.
Yeah, exactly. What if she's actually in prison, which is why we haven't seen the Doctor in real life yet. I mean, who knows? It's, yeah. They also, like, one of the I think it's a psychologist, but could be, like, the flat earthers are, like, lonely people, and then we have, like, a tiny montage of some of them saying, like, they don't speak to their mother, they don't speak to their children, they don't speak to their wives, some of them got divorced because of it. They don't, like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And so, like, when they're, like, stop talking with everybody else in your life because they don't believe on something you do, you just gravitate towards that group even more, that community. And they're, like, now your family. Like, how do you get, if you stop believing, which, again, they touch again later on, how do you leave that? If you don't speak to anyone that has, like, a different opinion than you do, like, of course you're going to believe it so much. What's the other option? Abandoning, like, you don't talk to the rest of your family, but are you just going to stop talking to the friends that, like, supported you when everybody else stopped talking to you because you believe in the flat earth?
Yeah, I mean, I reckon that was a bit, over dramatised. I don't believe that most people, lost their wives, their girlfriends, their family over it.
I mean,
it's just a belief.
Lost it. They're like,
I know.
Just stop talking to them because they don't believe in the flat earth. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that's why, like, the Mark Sargent mom kind of agrees with something with what he says.
Just to keep him on board. And keep him happy.
Just so, like, he doesn't stop talking to her. I believe, like, I didn't think those people are, like, lying when they say they don't talk to, like, their spouse anymore, like, their family. And the guy that, like, just finished getting divorced and, like, how his 4 kids think the dad is a bit off the rocker. Like, I believe on it. I don't think they're lying. Maybe it was a bit dramatized, but I think that's true. I mean, I don't know. Could I be friends with somebody who honestly believes flat Earth is real? I don't know, because, like, again, if they believe that, they also believe that vaccines are evil.
Yeah.
And transgender people are trying to end whatever.
I mean, if they didn't,
other people.
I could be friends with them if they didn't force it down you all the time.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's the police chasing some flat earther. Anyway,
it's just Luton, isn't it?
Yeah. So we finally arrive at the conference. Mark Sargent's in the panel, and so is Patricia Steere and, like, a bunch of, like, the Bob Knodel, Nathan guy, like, everyone's there. And then we get, like, Mark Sargent's, like, Q&A. And this kid comes up to this kid, like, he has, like, he's 13 maybe.
He was 12, wasn't he? Was he 12?
Or 12?
I think he's 12.
And he asks Mark Sargent how high the dome is.
Yeah.
And Mark Sargent goes on this tangent, like, how old are you? How old are you? And he says,
What are your parents?
What are your parents? Did your parents bring you here, or did you skip school?
Yeah.
And, like, you see, this is great. This is great. About, like, I received a lot of, like, he talks about, like, how his grandparents, like, taught kids to be stupid. And, like, how they revolted in class. You know what he doesn't answer? The fucking question. Like, how high is the dome, Mark? At least, like, I think it's this or this or this. Like, how high? Come on. And, of course, another kid, like, takes a picture of him. Of course, like, if there was, like, an actual adult, maybe he would have, like, asked them again, but, like, nope. And then he's talking with this reporter. And she asks him, why don't you go to the edge of the earth, like the big wall? And he gives like this vague answer about their, actually, like, we've earned money and we're doing something in the next few years. Like, he doesn't really, again, he doesn't answer it. He just gives a vague answer about it might happen, it might not.
Which is different to the answer he gave on this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess. It's like, why haven't anybody gone to the edge of the earth? Take away the fucking, the treaty they mentioned on this morning, which is on the PDF.
No one's been there because it don't exist.
I mean, we've, like, okay, I'm Portuguese. I don't know if you, I know this, and last week we had a brief history on the naval powers of Portugal in the 15th century, and how we owned half of the world. This is to say that I'm sure if there was an edge of the earth, a huge wall, I'm pretty sure the Portuguese people, when we were discovering the way to India, and then we discovered Brazil, and I feel like we would have discovered it.
Yeah.
I feel like, because again, there wasn't any treaty against Antarctica either.
Yeah.
So I feel like they would have taken a boat and gone, Macaravella, that's the boat that we invented. We would have taken it and we would have gone to the edge of the earth and would have documented it. I feel like if it existed, we Portuguese people would have discovered it.
I mean, how would you explain wild cruises? Say you start in one place and you go to another place. Would you just turn back to go somewhere else? No, you just go around the world, don't you?
Yeah, you just go. I guess you could. That would take longer. I'm guessing maybe not. No. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. And then we have Mark with those ridiculous glasses.
Yes.
With the lights and the bow tie. I'm like, what am I watching?
Not being funny, I thought, what the hell is this? But I thought, it's brilliant. It's kind of cool.
Is it though? Is it? And
you wouldn't tell me you wouldn't wear light up glasses.
No, I wouldn't.
Why? Because
they're ridiculous. If it was a party, like a costume party or Halloween or whatever, he was wearing them seriously to an awards, a video awards for flat earthers.
I mean, I got new glasses a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, if they only had light up ones, I would have got them.
I would have stopped being friends with you if I had light up glasses. And then Marcus again talking about the Truman Show. About the Truman, Jim Carrey, he left because he had nothing left on the soundstage, on that fake town. So he wasn't afraid to leave. That's why he left. There was nothing holding him back. And he then said, if the mayor had money, he had limousines, he had everything, why would he, even if they found out it was all fake, why would he leave that town? Because he was at the top of the world.
Yeah.
And the camera guy or the director, I don't know who asked, they says, aren't you the mayor of Flat Earth? And he's like, yeah, I guess. I mean, and then it goes on to say, I mean, I couldn't leave even if I wanted to.
Yeah. Which
if you didn't start doubting the community, I don't think he would have said that. Because there's some I don't think that would have even crossed his mind.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's right. He's kind of right. Those people that say they stop talking to their families because of it. If they stop believing that, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that's hard to come back from. Going back to your family, guys, I was wrong. I was a crazy person. I didn't want to use crazy, but it's and then it cuts back to him on the beach, which is he's saying that this lie that we're not the center of the universe. We are the center of the universe. You are the star of the show.
Yeah.
You know, what's your show? This concept. Everyone, even movies, the chosen one, the trope of being the chosen, Harry Potter and Katniss, and being this one special person in the world, and everyone kind of revolves around you. Everyone kind of wants that.
Yeah.
They want to feel important. They want to feel loved, and they're it's about them. Everything's about them. Everybody kind of wants to do that, you know? They want to be the center of something. And that's really telling of him. He likes being the center of the universe. He likes when people come up to him, you're Mark Sargent. And I saw your videos and you made me believe in Flat Earth. He likes that attention because before that, you're just another guy. He wants
to feel like a celebrity.
Yeah. He likes being a celebrity. While Patricia's whatever. He likes feeling he's important and he's this authority. He's the mayor of the town. Like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. And then we have the end of the documentary.
This was the best bit, I think.
We come back to the test with the laser. Inside this laser, they have this light, which at 17 feet, and they have 2 panels at the same height, and they have holes in them, and one light is at one end, and the camera is at the other end.
Yeah.
And if they have all 3 at the 17 feet, and they don't see the light, if they see the light, the Earth is flat. If they don't see the light, the Earth isn't flat, it's round. And it says if they have to lift the light like 25 feet, then that also proves the Earth is the Earth is round. So we're looking at the camera, and are you at 17 feet? He's like, yeah, I have the light 17 feet. Huh? Can you lift it way high above your head? And if the other guy does, and you see a light,
and then just get the end credits.
And he says, interesting. That's interesting. And you have the credits. And then he's like, there's like 2 videos after it, like trying to, we bought stuff some leaves, so like we did it wrong, or like something like. So I mean, 3 times in this documentary that the flat earthers themselves prove that the Earth one is round and it's rotating, and they dismiss it.
Yep.
And that's how it ends. Interesting. That's interesting. I mean, Jesus Christ. This documentary is like, it really is amazing.
Yeah.
In a way, like, it makes you empathize with them at some points, because like they mention, like, there's giving speeches like how I never felt like I belonged somewhere.
Yeah.
I was new, I was different. Nobody believed me, or nobody, like, had no friends. Like, I get that. Like, I get having, like, being weird because you're playing Pokemon in 6th grade. I know, I get that. Like, and it was when I got to 10th grade, and like I had some other people like actually play Pokemon, like the anime, which I only watched Dragon Ball. But I liked things that, like, by all of my other peers, which were like edgy teenagers, thought there were things were like childish. Like, I get that, like, sense of a community. Like, wait, there's people like me.
Yeah.
There's people that like the same things that I do. And I understand that feeling. I really do. But then, to isolate yourself so much from reality, and to warp your reality so much to the point, like, everything is a conspiracy. Nothing is real. I only believe what I see in my eyes. Patricia says, like, I'm the only, like, I only believe in myself. Or, like, a source of news, I only believe myself. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And it feels, like, very lonely. Where you don't believe anybody else but yourself.
I mean, did part of it feel like a mockumentary to you?
Not really, no.
It did to me, just a little bit. I felt like...
Why?
I don't know, I just thought, you know, like a little test they done were like... It just didn't feel like it was real. I thought they wanted to, you know, be proved wrong. So it just felt like a little bit like a little bit of a setup to me.
I don't think so. I think the way they filmed it, they clearly saw, like, the editor clearly saw the irony of their beliefs and, like, put some things together, like, they contradict each other all the time, and they clearly had fun in the edit and the way they filmed, and catching the other guy, like, saying that this is terrible for us. But I don't think that was intent. I don't think they tried to make them seem like they were, like, they everybody that talked to the camera, flat earthers, except for Mark Sargent at the end. You get the feeling that they 100% believe that it's the truth. To them, it's the truth, and they're seeking the truth. Except for Mark Sargent at the end, which feels like at the end, the image it's out that Elizabeth is like he's trapped in this community, and then even if he stops believing, he can't leave. He's like trapped.
Yeah, that's
insane. Like everybody else, they didn't feel like, even if like the document, like sometimes they made fun of them, but like they weren't. I don't think they were even trying to make fun of them. It's just the situations they put themselves in, of making experiments and proving that their theory is wrong, and just dismissing it completely because of heaven forces, or I don't know, because light bounced off leaves, which is why you could see it. So it didn't feel like a mockumentary. They were mocking them sometimes, but not like, because a mockumentary is like something that's fake, like Parks and Recreation, that's a mockumentary.
Yeah.
They're like pretending they're in the documentary because everything's staged. So I don't think that's what happened here.
Yeah.
It just, yeah. I mean, it's really strange how there's this huge community of people that completely disregard science and think science is bad. It's crazy.
Okay, sum a documentary up in one word.
Insane.
Yeah. I'll go for mind-blowing.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. I know there were people that believe in flat Earth, and I've seen this documentary before. It's one of my favorites. But like until I saw it, I didn't realize like the huge. It was like the group that you're in is like 50,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And not every one of them will have like Facebook. That's a lot of people. I completely disregard.
Is it 50,000 now? Let's have a look. See what the.
Have a look. It's a lot of people. I don't know how your education could go so wrong. Because like you go on YouTube, you can find crazy conspiracies about everything and anything. It's like a hole, and you can just go through and like never be able to leave it. But again, it's
okay, so the group has 48,000 people, and their Facebook page, not the group, the Facebook page, has 210,000 likes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. And then some people like don't actually believe it, which is you, I believe. I hope.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like, and like in the documentary they talk about this also, how they only seek people with same opinion.
Yeah.
As them. They're like, when they're trying to prove, they're not like, the scientific process is like, you have a theory, and you're supposed to want to prove it that it's wrong. You make tests to prove it's wrong. They're the opposite. They make tests to prove that something is right, and then like pick and choose evidence to make it seem like it's the truth.
Yes.
And that's not really how scientific process works, according to scientists. But yeah, that's beyond. Behind the curve, beyond curve.
Behind the curve.
Behind the curve. I was confused the title. That's Behind the Curve.
Isn't there a film called Beyond the Curve? Isn't that a film?
I don't know. Might be. Look for it while I'm. Yeah, that's Behind the Curve. You should go see it if you are interested in why people believe flat Earth, or why would somebody believe flat Earth, and or if you believe flat Earth, put in the comments in YouTube why I'm wrong about flat Earth, or leave us a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review, and also tell us why we're wrong about flat Earth, please. And yeah, that's it. Next week we'll continue with documentaries. We're going to talk about Madeleine McCann, 10 Years On, the BBC documentary.